Carrie, and this is Keep It Simple DIY. I'm on a mission, you guys. I'm on a mission to find the best old-fashioned chocolate glazed donut that is just like the ones that we used to have when I was younger. It's my mom's favorite donut, and they don't sell them anymore. At least we haven't been able to find them anymore. Milo's joining in. So I'm going to try 2 different recipes today. This first recipe is one that we will cut out into donut shapes. Oh, Milo. And then it actually is a fried recipe. I think I'm going to do part of it air fried and part of it fried. Not sure if I'm going to use the air fryer or my convection oven though, because my oven will already be preheated. I'm also going to try one that's a little thinner of a dough that you just put in a donut pan. So we will see if any of these 3 options ultimately work out. So what I'm going to do here is I've already measured everything out. Oh, Milo. I've measured out some flour, some cornstarch, some cocoa powder, espresso powder, baking powder, and salt. And then I've also got 2 egg yolks, some butter, sugar, and sour cream. So the first thing it says to do is to mix all of these dry ingredients together with a whisk. And then after we do this, we will go over to the stand mixer and we will mix up the butter and sugar, and then we'll add the eggs, and then we will slowly alternate between the dry mixture and the sour cream. This needs to be refrigerated for probably, let's see, what did it say? It said 1 hour to 24 hours. So I'm going to refrigerate it for probably the minimum 1 hour, because I am going to see my mom in just a little bit. Not just a little bit. It is 8:38, and I'm going to go see her at around 1 or 2. So I want to have these done and ready for her, and they need to cool off before I can glaze them. So let's go over to the stand mixer. There's the sugar, here comes the butter. So this needs to beat for about a minute, and then once it has, I will add in the eggs, and those will beat for about 2 minutes in here. Then we'll start alternating the ingredients. Uh-oh, you don't want that. Paper, there we go. All right, we've been beating. I think this bowl was a little bit big, but I'm going to start by adding a little bit of sour cream. And I thought about doing this while it was on, but I just thought I would probably end up hurting myself. So we're turning it off, and then we're going. Guys, I just realized I made a mistake. I was wanting to use my Dutch cocoa because the Dutch cocoa is dark, and I totally forgot. So I guess we're gonna have light cocoa cookies. I might add a little bit of Dutch cocoa in here. It'll be a little extra cocoa-y, but then maybe it'll get a little darker. Dang it. Okay, let's scrape down the sides. I'm actually gonna pull this down to do it. All right, now I just need to get this into the fridge after shaping it a little bit. All right, let's get some parchment down. Okay, so I did add a decent amount of that Dutch cocoa. I'm just hoping, like, you know, if I find out that this recipe is pretty close to what I was expecting and it just isn't quite close, I will just try it again sometime with the Dutch cocoa, because I wanted to see if I could get as close as possible, and I know this won't be as close as possible without the Dutch cocoa. So now this is incredibly difficult to get out of here. There we go. So I'm going to wrap this up, stick it in the fridge, and then we'll be back once it's chilled. All right, I've taken a second to think about what I wanted to do recipe-wise, and I decided I wasn't going to go for the one that was a thin batter that you put in a silicone cake mold or silicone donut mold, because I thought that'd just be too soft of a donut. And upon reading the recipe, it did say this is the softest donut I've ever had, and I don't want a soft donut. So I found another recipe that's pretty similar to the one that we did, just a little bit different, and I am going to try that. So this one actually called for the Dutch cocoa, which is why I forgot it in the other recipe. So we are going to try both of these and see if we can get to, you know, that consistency that I'm wanting. So I have basically the same ingredients, a little bit different. I will make sure to leave both of these recipes down below. But this one, it does call for melted butter. So I've melted the butter, and it actually wants all of these ingredients to go in all the wet at one time. I Didn't rinse out the mixer bowl because it's going to be basically the same thing, but I think we're ready. Let's go over and see if take two works better. Ooh, right off the bat, this dough looks so much better than the other one. All right, I'm going to get this one refrigerated as well. In the fridge this one goes. All right, it's the day for changing my mind a bunch of times. I was thinking I was going to do just a little bit of oil in a pot and try the air fryer, but I figured now that I have two recipes that would need oil, I might as well just get out the fryer. I haven't had the fryer out in ages. So I'm going to start with the dough that I think is most promising because I don't have a ton of oil, and if I run out, I'd rather run out on the other. Holy cows, this is thick. My voice. So I'm going to take a minute to try to just get this rolled out. I'm hoping it stays together. It's definitely super cracky, which makes me think it might not. Oh yeah, it looks like it kind of is crumbling. Okay, let's see. What do we want to do here? Perhaps neither of these is going to be promising. All right, the top is super crackly. That actually makes me think maybe this is going to work out well because the donuts that I remember are not like perfect. They're kind of ugly looking on the top, which is what makes all the goodness stick to them. Okay, It's been a long time since I've made donuts. I've never made this kind. I figured I'd go festive. I have a few fun cutters. I do have a standard like circle, but you know, why be a standard when you can make it Christmas themed? So let's see here. If I go here, oh, I wonder if that's even gonna, well, I don't think the star is actually deep enough to poke it all the way through. Oh, okay, so that's, Christmas tree's not gonna work, but I did get one star. The Christmas tree is just too thin, which means this is also going to be too thin. So I will do a Judas circle. It's like making cookies. Okay, we'll put a smaller circle. I don't have a even smaller circle, so that's kind of a bummer, but. Okay, these are actually working out perfectly. I'm just gonna make a few. The oil's already hot. Let's make stars. All right, let's stick them in the fryer. Which ones do we want to start with? Let's do a circle. And the star's gonna fall apart, but we can try it. We'll do just those two, or can we do, we'll do the little stars too. The oil is at 350, and I do have some tongs ready for when those are cooked. Okay, I'm struggling to figure out if they're cooked or not. Usually when I do this, you can tell because the color changes, but these are so dark that there is no color change. So I'm gonna say these are probably done. And then I'm going to set them on my cooling rack. And then we'll go for round 2. Ooh. Oof. Well, okay. There we go. All right, this is take 2. I put these in for significantly less time. The other ones are just super crunchy, which isn't what I was going for. So I hope these are cooked all the way through. But I figured I don't want them super crunchy. I just got the other one out of the fridge. It's significantly stickier, which at first I thought was going to be a terrible thing. And now I'm thinking maybe not, because these are turning out, oh gosh, this is really sticky though. These are turning out like really crunchy cookies, like an Oreo cookie. So I don't think that's what I'm going for here, but I don't know. Like none of these are really dough consistency. One of these recipes did call for bread flour, and I just don't have any. So we'll see what works out here. I have one more round of little stars to go in from the old batch, and then we'll try this one out. In the meantime, let's see. What do we want to make? Maybe just a circle. I don't know how I'm going to get this up. I need a smaller circle for the inside, but I don't have one. I need like, maybe I'll cut them all first. This dough is so much stickier. I hope that's a good thing, because right now it's posing problems. Now I'm like, how am I gonna get these out of here? I think I need to go grab a spatula. Okay. Hope I can get it back up from over there. Okay, let's see how this one goes. We'll get this tree on here, and then this is such a sticky dough. Gingerbread person, and this, oh gosh, this tree. Neither of these recipes is the same consistency as like a regular recipe of donuts. Oh goodness. Well, guess we're gonna try to roll it out again with my hand. I don't need a rolling pin for this. These ones are definitely gonna need to be flipped, I think. I think I'm gonna flip them. Here, I'll show you what they're doing. So these are acting much more like a normal donut where they floated up, and then now like the one side isn't really getting anything. So flip them over. Well, try to flip them over. So these puffed up like a donut would, so that's good. I think these ones are done. Texture looks a lot better on these, aside from that looks funny just because of the bottom of the cookie. That's what it looked like, or of the donut. See, I'm already thinking they're cookies. Okay, so these are better, definitely better. I am going to make the bottoms be a little prettier before I put them in this time. The first batch is cool. The second batch seems to be a little bit better. I'm still bummed that I don't have the Dutch cocoa in there, but I think we're doing okay. I need to grab vanilla. I'm going to make the glaze. I'm just going to put a little splash of vanilla, and then I'm going to put a little bit of milk. And I'm just going to mix it till it gets to the consistency that I want it to be. Let me show you what these look like before I start dunking them in here. So these ones, they look super cute, but they are so crunchy. This is the same batch. And then down here, these are the ones from the second batch. They are not as brown because I didn't use the right cocoa, but they definitely stayed together a little bit more, and I think they're softer. Let's see, who do we want to start with? Do the candy cane. This side, and this side. Kind of want all of the sides. Let's see. Let it drip for a second and we'll stick it back up there. I think I'm gonna leave some of these uncovered. Maybe I'll make them into, I don't know, pie crust or something. Let's try some of these that are the second recipe. I plated up the ones that I think look the cutest. I'm gonna bring these to my parents today, and I did grab one of each so we could do a little taste test. This is the one that I think turned out way too hard but has the right cocoa, and this one's the one that's soft that might be good but has the wrong cocoa. So let's see. This one's still super crunchy. It's really good, it's just really crunchy. This one actually tastes real close. I think if I would have put the right kind of cocoa powder in it, we might have had it. Have you ever tried to make chocolate donuts? Do you have the perfect one that tastes just like the ones from the stores? If you do, please let me know where you found the recipe so I can go try it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here and haven't yet, please subscribe. I'd love to see you, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.